Use this no huddle scheme to go ahead and attack your opponent all over the field. Coming up next. Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so guys, if you are looking for tips to take your game to the next level, looking diversity for your playbook, and you're looking for different formations to add more plays to your playbook and be more dominant on offense, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the notification icon. So this is going to be the fourth part of a four-part series out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook. It's going to be the gun wide trio offset week. I want to show you basically some of why I love this particular formation and why I chose to build this out for my Patreon members. In particular, I want to go ahead and show you basically the audibles. These audibles are really good. Now, stick is a common play that a lot of people use online. It's a very unappreciated play, but this particular formation comes with a nice inside zone split. I would prefer an inside zone. I like splits. Sometimes the blocking is a little bit wonky, but you've got the slot 2 buck. If you take a look at this this series, I actually show you how to go and use that particular play to get big third down conversions with that slot route. But this comes with a play action fullback screen or a flanker screen, play action flanker screen, which is one of the most unique play action plays that I can see is a standard audible. What's good about it is that it does have a slant on the backside, so it allows you to attack your opponent if he runs man coverage. You got a fast, easy release, and then also the flanker screen blocking on the right side is very good. So if you throw basically with this, I've got two different plays, or two different passing plays I can jump into inside zone, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the base plays I'm going to go ahead and use in this game. So with this particular play, obviously post wheel drag is a great play to go ahead and use. I'd probably jump into this play more, but if I want to try to establish and run against my opponent because he's using a lot of cover 4 coverages, then I'm probably going to go ahead and use the halfback draw. So I'm going to show you against basically man coverages and zone coverages. So against man coverages, basically a draw play is not going to be the most ideal running play against man coverages. So if you've got an opponent that runs a lot of man, which is probably not very common online, you don't want to use the draw. The draw is more designed for zones, but what you can do is you want to get better blocking, just jump into the inside zone. That's going to block a little bit better. And a trick to running too, when you take a look at the box, just look where the green is at, and that means that you're going to get a favorable matchup, so you should be able to pick up more yards. So right there, I'm going to be able to pick up a good 10 yards with Eddie Lacy, who's not a very dominating running back anymore. But that you want to go ahead and run off the left-hand side, you should probably be able to pick up some fairly good yards with that. Now, the other audible we have is stick, and against man coverages, basically Baldwin's route is going to be the money route right there. Slants always destroy man coverages. So let's see here, that's going to be the area I've got off coverage, so I know that the fly route is not going to win for me against man coverages. So just go ahead and look to the slant. That's going to be the area that you want to go and see. Now we've got basically press, so this is going to be an opportunity where you can hopefully go ahead and take a pop up top. But let's see if I'm able to beat it. Yes, right there. So Richardson's able to go ahead and hit that. So that's another play you want to jump into, especially if your guy uses a lot of like man blitzes. You can pop them up top right there. The other play we have is going to be against man coverages. You got the play action flanker screen. Now the screen should die, but because a defender actually doesn't fall in the area, that slant on the backside is going to be your fast read. So really what I do with any kind of a screen play is and especially if I got a slant on the backside, is I just look for the defenders. If they don't fall in the area, I'm just going to go and pop that slant route. That's going to be it's going to get pulled with the animation, with the play action animation. And I should be able to go ahead and get a nice little completion right there for a few yards or so. So it's a nice little play to go and jump into. Problem with man coverages, generally the screens are not going to get very good blocking. You're usually going to get some kind of a block shed, or you're going to have a free defender that's going to be in the area. So with the play action screen against man coverages, I'm going to go with a high percentage pass, which is going to be that slant. And a lot of times what happens is if you catch that slant, you can actually go house with it, especially if he's doing some kind of a zero blitz. That guy's going to be wide open. He's going to basically get a nice completion. All right, so against cover 2, once again, you're going to get really good desirable blocking with the draw play because people are falling back into zones. And this is going to give you just better blocking. So that, you know, the draw play is just it's a play that a lot of tournament players use, but you don't really see a lot of people talking about it. But it's going to get you pretty desirable running right there because the defenders are floating back, getting out of the box, and it's going to allow you to go ahead and get some pretty good yards. This is definitely something that you want to use against your opponent if he uses a lot of zone coverage. Just cover 3, cover 4, cover 2. It's going to be a desirable run that's going to be able to pick up some easy yards. So right now I'm holding a turbo, and that's why I'm getting really fluky running. But as you can see right here, I'm picking up 7-10 yards with the run. You can also jump into the inside zone, and with the inside zone, you can definitely pick up some fairly good yards. So if he's bringing down more guys in the box, you want to get a little bit better blocking, just jump into the inside zone. I would say if your opponent's using basically cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, I would definitely not use the inside zone. My preference would be to stay with the draw because you're probably going to get a little bit better blocking than that. Man coverage, you might want to jump in the inside zone so you get a little bit more certainty with the blocking, but you can definitely get some pretty good yardage with inside zone, but just stay with the draw. Now against cover 2, basically the other play we got obviously stick. So basically my progressions are going to be from Baldwin, Graham, Lockett, and then essentially is going to be Richardson. Those are going to be the areas I'm going to look at. Defender falls into the area, I can go ahead and just turn it around and just take the little route right there, which is the stick route. By Graham. That route should be wide open if a defender falls in the area, and I'll take 5 yards where I can turn that opportunity up into to more yardage right there, and it's going to force your opponent to defend underneath. Now he's going to be used to trying to go ahead and stop plays down the seams, over the middle, and all that kind of stuff. Another thing you can do too, if you really want to mess with your opponent's mind, is just motion your guy over and then just hike the ball really quick. That's going to really mess them up too, and that will give you an opportunity to pick up some fairly easy yards. So that's just another thing that you could do against your opponent. But this is a fairly good route that you can attack your opponent with. You've got that little stick route, you've got the slant on the backside. Also, you've also got the little quick flat route, so you can attack that if he's got a corner that floats on the coverage. Now the play action flaker screen. This is when you want to go ahead and pop that flanker screen on the backhand side, especially if you don't have a very good very good corner on that backside. You want to go ahead and jump into popping this. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at and why I'm making a decision, but generally the blocking for this flanker screen is usually outstanding. It's like 4 guys come over to this flanker screen and block for you. So just, you can see you've got, actually good three guys. You've got a tackle, and the blocking just seems very good for you. So you could put a tight end in that slot position, especially if you've got a good athletic tight end. This is how I run flanker screen. I just want to show it to you. All I'm going to do is I'm going to look for these defenders right here. I'm going to see what they do. If they fall back into coverage, I know this slant is dead to me. It's not a fast release, so I'm just going to go and pop the screen and just assume that no one's going to be out there to take it. So that's how you pop that screen and pick up an easy 10 yards. Not really much difference if you're running against cover 3, pretty much the same thing. Using the draw, you should get really good easy yards for that. Inside zone, another play you can jump into just if you want to change the blocking a little bit, look for the double teams, but I would stay probably with the draw. I don't like the inside zone split. I've never really liked them, but you can consider it, especially if your opponent's running a lot of man coverage. This is where stick gets a little bit more exciting. Once again, I've got basically the defensive player, or that stick player, is he's going to go off to the right hand side. So against most coverages, I'm going to basically look for that route and go ahead and pop him for an easy 5 yards. It should be fairly easy to go and get those yards with stick. So I'm going to go ahead and stay once again to that. And if a defender falls in the area, you know there's not going to be any in a flat defender. That's going to be, that flat areas should be wide open. So nobody falls in the area, just going to go ahead and just pop that. If you feel that your opponent's be running cover 3, got a defender in the area, nobody's on the sideline, able to go and pick up some easy yards right there. Now do the play action flanker screen. Going to see if a defender falls into that area. If not, we're just going to go ahead and pop. You got a guy over there, so we're just going to go ahead and pop this screen right here and try to pick up some good blocking, and pick up some good yards with it. So it's just, you know, it's going to force your opponent to defend those flats, and if you get the blocking you're looking for, you can pick up, you know, a good 5-10 yards, sometimes more if the blocking comes out. So that's what it's just such a really good play selection. Okay, look at this. This is where you can get some pretty good yards because there's nobody in the area right there. All right, so against cover 4, once again, I've got 4. All the corners are all off 10 yards, and you know that against cover 4, this is going to be one of the better runs. Is that halfback draw? So if you got an opponent that's just spamming cover 4 drop, just go ahead and just hit him with draws. Just hit him with draws until he starts making some drastic adjustments that should open up everything like that. So if he's using drop cover 4, show 2, or whatever the hell he's using, you can just keep pounding this draw against him, and you should basically get fairly good blocking. He's going to force him to user defend the draw play, and that's going to open things up for you. As far as the inside zone split, once again, you know, you probably could get pretty good blocking with it, but I'd stay with the draw if your guy's spamming a lot of coverage against you. As far as a stick once again against cover 4, really what you're going to do is just going to go ahead and look to that route right there. That's going to open things up for you. Sometimes if the defender floats off, you may be able to hit the running back route or just come back to the left side. So you can look to the running back route and try to hit that with stick. And if a defender comes down, you know we've got basically this route. You can wait for this route to open up against cover 4 if the defender comes down to the other flat. So that should open up very big for you on the backside. So if he's running a lot of cover 4 drop, you obviously can go and do that. So you got to make that decision quick with that route to the left hand side if you're going to be able to do that with the zone. So this stick is basically to destroy cover 4. You're just gonna find a hole in it. And also, once again, play action read or play action flanker screen should be really effective against cover 4. So that's a good play to go ahead and jump into too. That's going to force your opponent to get out of that play. He's going to have a hard time stopping it, and even if he actually puts a guy out there, you should have fairly good blocking with this guys. So this is going to be, you know, obviously this is going to be a formation. I'm going to go ahead and use the post wheel drag. I might use the motion outside zone, play action motions shot, the motion Z spot as part of my scheming, and then, you know, obviously in a previous play I showed you the slot 2 buck is another way to go and attack your opponent with these schemes. So once again, to my subscribers, thank you for your support. Make sure you hit the like button if you guys like these tips. Let me know that. If you guys run this game and you run it a little bit different, go ahead and do that. So once again, thank you for your support, and until next time.